Welcome to the final comedy amateur class. My name is Martin Urbano, and I know what you guys are thinking. This guy looks like a serial sexual predator from a couple years ago who never got convicted and disappeared without a trace. Well, now don't be silly. That guy was wearing a hat. Folks, unfortunately, comedy is dead. Every single one of my favorite comedians has been canceled by the PC police. The Joker, Harvey Weinstein, Papa John, and of course, Harvey Weinstein. Did I say him already? People just need to learn how to separate the art from the artist. Like, it's okay that I still enjoy the works of Roman Polanski because I'm able to separate him from all of his shitty movies. But the only thing the PC police loves more than kicking a man while he's down is beating a dead horse. Michael Jackson was just a guy who liked to hang out alone with little boys. Are you trying to tell me it's no longer okay to hang out in your bedroom with a bunch of little boys? Look, it's none of your business what a man does behind closed doors with a bunch of little boys. I mean, for God's sakes, let me hang out with your little boys. But comedy is changing, and change is hacky. Like, I think it's just too easy and super overdone to make fun of white guys, which is why I only make fun of white women. Of course, I'm just kidding around. I make fun of women of all shapes and races, but some people think that I hate women just because they listen to my punchlines. But don't forget, I'm the guy behind the female reboot of NAMBLA. That's right, NAMGLA. Like, I wouldn't call myself a feminist because it wouldn't make sense. I don't believe in the equality of women. But I do think it's ridiculous to still be asking the question, are women funny? As of 3 years ago, yes, sure, let's stop talking about it. I'm just saying, the only people the entertainment industry wants anymore are gay trans women of color, like, Bill Maher? No, that's not right. Scarlett Johansson? That's pretty close. Okay. I can't think of specific examples, but trust me, they're stealing all of our jobs. And so, I'm quitting comedy. It's time I move on to different career paths where a guy like me can be successful, like directing movies in Europe or directing movies in America. Folks, I'm Martin Urbano, and this is my last comedy amateur class. All right. Now, before we get into the lesson plan, to any loyal fans of the show, I'm addressing you finally. After the cliffhanger ending from episode 2, some people have wondered how I would deal with the fact that half of all comedians were canceled in a Thanos-type Avengers-level catastrophe. Well, the answer is simple. It's a little thing I like to call continuity errors. Joining me, as always, is my trusty sidekick, and dare I say, my TA, Joey Dardano. How about a hand for Joey, everybody? Now, Joey, you know I've got to ask you.
Yeah.
What does TA stand for?
Thick ass. THI-double-C, baby.
Also joining me in studio are my wonderful disciples. Wave hi, my children. How about a hand for them also, so they're not just waving silently. And of course, I would never forget my students watching at home. I actually have a little homework for you all. I'd like each of you to write the punchline for this setup. A new study came out that says menstrual cramps are just as painful as heart attacks. Call in throughout the show with your answers. And if one is funny enough, I'll steal it. Speaking of setups, how about we get into today's lesson? Contrary to popular belief, stand-up comedy is not about punchlines. It's about making jokes people want to hear. In this day and age, you're not going to get success by talking about boring subjects like politics or being a pedophile. You need premises that people are interested in clicking on. You need setups that will get people to view your video. And of course, you need a funny video title. Here are some of my unfinished premises that I've been working on. Joey, would you mind helping me review? Get the top one right there. Here's one. White women at Chipotle. I feel like I don't know what that bit is. I don't think I've observed white women at Chipotle, really. But that sounds like an album title, and I think people will watch it. Okay, Joey, what else we got? You can just rip it off if you can, right? Okay, well, or not.
Oh, God.
Okay, all right, Joey. Yeah, it's just like that. What it's like to be single at Chuck E. Cheese. Now, I feel like that's going to be relatable to people, because there's a lot of single people out there. What else we got? What else we got, Joey? Why all Latinos listen to the Macarena while having sex? How come? I haven't figured it out quite yet, but I've enjoyed learning. Okay, and of course, this is a good video title. Comedian destroys teen orgy. XXX. Okay. So I just think those are kind of some unfinished premises I'm working on, but those are going to be future classics. So I kind of want to invite my class up here, who have been learning how to do unfinished marketable premises. So I didn't pick an order. So Charlie, come up first. You got an unfinished premise for us? Some applause for Charlie. Welcome him a little bit. All right, what do you got? Say it right into the microphone. What are some bits you're working on?
How many Jews is too many Jews?
What else you got?
What else do I have? Where the heck did my dad go? And when the heck is he coming back?
Not as much. The audience seems to have dads, so they can't relate. But they liked the Jewish stuff. Do you have another? Do you have one more?
Yeah, but it's risky.
Do it. Do it. We're only on live television and we can't cut it out.
Where Christ went wrong and...
Okay. All right, Charlie, that's everybody. Okay, Mia, come up here. You got some unfinished premises? Okay, we're gonna do Vinay. Vinay, you come up. You were raising your hand. Vinay, come on.
Hey,
come on up here. What are some of your unfinished marketable premises?
Infecting the white race with my dirty, dirty brown jeans.
I think it's a little too real for people. I don't know about that one. What else you got?
How about this one? Fellas, is it gay to not be vegetarian? I mean, you are eating meat.
That sounds like it's a full joke.
That beginning, middle, and
I
end.
think it was like a tweet.
Yeah. Like, what would the punchline be on that one?
Why do you eat meat?
Do you have one more? Do you have one more for us?
Well, so in my apartment, there's these like long black hairs that keep being left around, and my roommate he keeps accusing me of being the one that leaves all these long black hairs around the house, and like I would know if that's my long black hair, obviously. And I honestly just personally think like he's a racist because he's Aryan. So that's why.
Well, I think it has legs. Vinay, everybody, let him hear it.
Can't wait to
Get
see where
back
you go
down
with
there.
that.
Okay. Pat, you want to come up? All right, Pat, come on up. All right, Pat, unfinished marketable premise.
This is a pretty good premise. Matching with your dad on Tinder?
Yeah.
And
I don't know. You tell me. You're the teacher.
then having sex with him, maybe?
Yeah,
That would be like
then
a fun
having
way
sex.
to
Then we're having sex with my dad.
go. Okay. What else you got?
Another one is getting your third strike at Dave & Buster's Times Square.
All right, that's pretty good. That sounds like
I peed in the ball pit. I peed in the ball pit. Sorry.
And was that the third one?
Yeah, it's peeing in the ball pit. Yeah.
Peeing in the ball pit. You're going to do great at
Thank
children's
you.
parties. Pat, everybody. All right, who's next? Anybody want to raise their hands? Mia, you're next? Okay, Mia. Let's keep it going. Let's keep it rolling. All right, Mia, unfinished marketable premises. Let's do 2 each from now on, huh? Just for time.
All right. How come my grandma is still fertile?
Yeah, okay, all right.
Okay. Here, R. Kelly. You know.
Is that the full thing?
No.
Oh, okay.
Hey, so he's got a pee-pee problem. Somebody give R. Kelly a catheter. Yeah.
That sounds like a fully formed joke. Once again, me, everybody. Okay, Gara, come on up here. Gara, come on up. Let's do quick. Let's do quick.
Yeah. Okay, my premise is female astronauts.
A little too absurd.
Sure. Sure.
Oh, you got another?
Yeah, my second one is my mom never breastfed me.
Is that relatable to people? By round of applause. There you go. You're going to kill with them. Gara, everybody. All right, Lucien, come on up. Let's keep it going. We are immediately way behind time. All right, Lucien, what you got? What you got?
I have How I Met Your Mother.
Yeah! Color me crazy, but I think that could be a whole television show.
I just thought of it right now.
That's pretty good. What else you got?
I have a title for my stand-up special, actually. Can I do that?
Yeah. What's it called? Or what is it?
It's called Take a Joke, America.
Oh, that's gonna do great in a certain market. Applause for Lucien, everybody. Jared, come on up here. All right. Jared, what you got? What you got?
Diane Keaton. Who's that?
That did way better than it should have for being an inside joke we talked about backstage, but I liked it.
All right.
Give me a second one. Give me a second one.
The big dogs always eat.
Hell yeah.
What does that mean, Joey?
That means, they're first to the bowl, baby, and you know, they get the scraps.
Big dogs always eat.
I think you should write that one together, guys. Okay, Jared, everybody. Jared, and last but not least, Jamie, come on up here. I think that's everybody. Jamie, okay, what you got? What you got?
So, has everyone seen Ray Romano's show, Everybody Loves Raymond? Have you seen it?
Yes, I've seen it, yeah.
Okay. I think there's more there.
Applause for Jamie, everybody. That was good. That was good stuff. Okay, oh, what a lesson. Anyway, sometimes in comedy, you make a friend who shares your exact sense of humor. You feel like you can joke about anything with them, and there's someone who you genuinely love to see succeed. Unfortunately, Bill Maher couldn't be here tonight, so instead, I've invited a good friend of mine. He writes for Saturday Night Live and is a fellow hip Latino. Please help me welcome Stephen Castillo! Yeah! Castillo! All right, bud. Thanks for joining me. How do you feel like the show's going so far?
Hey, I want to say congratulations to the graduating class.
The graduating amateur class of 2020. That's crazy. This is a monumentous occasion, but it's even more monumentous because you're here. Steven, should I start asking you questions?
Yeah, go ahead, buddy.
Can you tell me how to host the show? Steven, you're currently in your 3rd year at writing for SNL. At this point in your career, how do you feel about ICE and ICE detention centers? Like me personally, like I saw pictures of it, of one of them, and I'm not exaggerating. It was like a 5-star hotel.
Martin, we're really good friends, and like I have an important job, and you told me you're not gonna get me in trouble.
Yeah. Are you not allowed to talk about ICE at SNL? Steven, look at the camera while you answer that question.
I love all of my Latinos, and I'm not here to make a statement.
I think that was the statement. All right, Steven. Steven, in your time at Saturday Night Live, I'm wondering, have you had any humorous interactions with celebrities?
Well, true. I'll just say this out loud.
Do you actually have a story?
Yeah, Leslie Jones still thinks that my name is Francisco Ramos.
But to be fair,
she texted me, and I thought she was kidding because that's like the most Mexican name you could think of. But then she called in and says, "Does Francisco Ramos still work there?"
To be fair, though, that is your name.
It is. I changed it to Stephen Castillo.
Steven, would you care to address the rumors that you are, and I quote, more of a Mad TV guy?
You guys all agree? All right.
I hate to put you on the spot again, but
I've been trying to write a Stewart sketch, and they won't let me.
Michael McDonald, right? That's who it was?
Yeah. Oh, congrats. Yeah.
I know my man TV.
Yeah.
Steve, they played a lot at the meetings. What meetings? I'll tell you after. Steven, I hear, this is what I hear. I hear you're trying to reboot the mid-2000s sketch comedy show Mind of Mencia. What are some changes you plan on making, if any?
I don't know. I mean, it's like getting the helms of Star Wars for me. You know?
Are you going to be more of a J.J. Abrams with it or a Rian Johnson?
Right. I'll bring back his famous character, Harry Puto. Yeah.
What's it called?
The book Harry Puto and the Spoiled Burrito. Remember that? We laughed and laughed.
Such a good one.
Yeah.
Oh, God. I miss that guy. Can we get him on the show next time? Chris? Have you ever gotten any texts from Leslie Jones? We already talked about that. Steven, I hear you've been doing more acting. Acting like a fool. Anyway,
What was that about?
what's Billy Crystal like? You worked with Billy Crystal
I did work with
on
Billy
a film or a television show? Or are you not allowed to say? On something.
I'll be in a movie with him next year. Yeah, and it's cool. And
We're all going to watch it right now. Play the clip.
I actually
Parental guidance too, right?
parental guidance too. When I met with him, yeah.
Is it really that movie?
No, it's not that movie. Motherfucker.
Sorry, man. I was just joking.
I think it's gonna get a lot of awards. I think it's gonna be a big Oscar contender. Tiffany Haddish is in it. What's so funny about that? She's a good actress.
Everybody's making a dramatic turn in this.
Yeah.
Billy Crystal, Tiffany Haddish, and you, finally.
Yeah. He was
doing your uncut gems.
When I auditioned, he made fun of my basketball team, and I said "fuck you" to him. It was my first interaction.
Were you actually angry, or were you like tongue-in-cheek about it?
I don't know. He was like talking shit about my team.
Don't you have like a funny story about Billy Crystal? Did he say something funny to you?
Should I tell that story?
Is that all right or not? I was surprised he told the Leslie Jones story. That's going to get you fired for
It's
sure.
not gonna get. No. That was all made up.
Man. Steven, thank you so much.
Yeah, no. He said that he asked who's a musical guest, and it's Taylor Swift. It's like, oh, I don't like her. We used to date, and he used to, and she wrote a song about me. I was like, really? Yeah. Little Jew Boy. You ever heard that song?
Oh, Billy Crystal, everybody.
Yeah, I wish he was here. Billy.
Okay, we're going to go ahead and take a question from the disciples. Disciples, do you have any question? Pat, you have a question for Steven? Me or Steven?
Do you think Lorne Michaels would think I'm funny?
Yeah, absolutely, yeah. I'm going to tell him about all of you. Yeah, you don't know what you're missing out.
Jared, you had a question too?
Were you upset when Shane...
No, anyway, let's go ahead and move on. We're going to take some phone calls. Shit, okay, I'm going to get dry mouth now. Thanks, Steven. Okay, so we still got some time. All right, we're going to take some phone calls. On the line, we have Sam from Australia. Sam, what the fuck's up?
Not much. I thought I'd tell you a joke.
Yeah, give us your punchline. What's your punchline? Me and Steven are going to critique it. And he writes for
A new
SNL.
study came out that said menstrual cramps are just as painful as heart attacks. Lucky for me, I don't even have a heart.
So it's Zodiac Killer's on the line.
Yeah, that was that felt like a threat. What do you mean by that?
What the hell?
Sam, I'm kind of happy you're all the way in Australia because we're worried for our lives here at the studio.
Yeah.
But I hope you grow a heart, and I hope your heart then grows 3 times its normal size because you're a beautiful soul, Sam. Thank you so much for your punchline. Sam from Australia, everybody. All right, next up we have Sam. Sam from Minnesota. Our fan base is mostly Sam's. Sam, do you have a punchline for us? And then maybe we'll do a question afterwards, too. What you got?
Okay, a new study found that menstrual cramps are just as painful as heart attacks. The difference is my girlfriend lets me have sex with her when she's having heart attacks.
That's fucking solid. That is solid. I'm sorry, Sam from Australia.
Sam, come to
But
New
Sam
York
from-
City.
Sam, yeah.
I got a guy you need to meet.
Oh, Sam, that was great. Do you have a question? You're curious about anything in the comedy industry that Steven can answer for you?
Yeah, do either of you want to follow me on Twitter?
Sam, I want you to take a big, hard guess. All right, Sam from Minnesota, everybody. Sam, thank you so much. All right, next up we have Emily from San Fran. I assume it's San Francisco. Hey. Emily, what's up?
Hi.
Hey,
Hey,
do you have a
Emily.
punchline for us and a question?
Yeah.
Lay it on us.
A new study came out saying that menstrual cramps are just as painful as a heart attack.
Oh, really?
Oh.
Well, menstrual cramps never killed my dad.
See, a lot of people here have dads. So.
You're hitting the dad demographic like we
Yeah.
talked about. Emily, that was great. I wish I could give more detailed notes, but unfortunately, I'm not great at this. Emily, do you have a question for us?
Yeah, what's the first thing an aspiring comedian should do in New York?
I'd say write for SNL, but Steven, what would you say?
That's how I got my start. Yeah.
I'd say getting good with Chris Gethard. That's like been working out all right for me. Are you thinking about moving, Emily?
No, not really.
All right, Emily from San Francisco, everybody. All right. This is fun, man.
Hey, we got a Paul. Can I do this one?
Yeah, do it. Yeah, go for it,
Hey, Paul, we got you. How you doing, man?
From where, Steven? From where?
We got
The
Paul
audience needs to know.
Let me work. All right, we got Paul from White Plains. Now, Paul, tell us where White Plains is at, huh?
Don't say a punchline word.
Westchester.
What?
Yeah, Westchester.
Okay, great. Now you
Westchester
go
County.
ahead.
Westchester County, Steven.
All right, cool. So tell us your joke.
A new study shows that menstrual cramps are just as painful as heart attacks. And coming up, a new episode of The Impractical Jokers.
Okay, that's pretty good. Great time to mention, I'll be on the Impractical Jokers cruise
That's
this
right.
February 10th to 14th.
Oh, I'm so proud of him.
I'm gonna do great.
He's gonna do
I'm gonna
great.
kill it. My comedy was designed for people who are trapped in a fucking closed area with me. They're gonna love it. Paul, do you have a question for us before we let you go?
Oh, yeah, what's it like being on The Impractical Jokers?
He just said he was on the boat, motherfucker.
Yeah. Fuck you, Paul. Listen better. Paul from White Plains, everybody.
Bye, Paul.
Okay, I think we'll do one more. We got Steven. Try it again. So what do we got? What do we got? We got one more up top there.
We got one more, and it's Anthony from Florida. Hey, Anthony.
Hey, Anthony. You got a joke for us?
Hello.
What's up?
Look, he said it.
Just in. Menstrual cramps are just as painful as heart attacks. And the results show, guess what, lady? Men have always known how you felt. You're not that special. CMS isn't that big of a deal, period.
Thanks, Joey. I didn't hear any of that.
I understand
at
the word
all.
you just said. Yeah.
But Anthony, half of comedy is just about confidence, and baby, you had it. Anthony from Florida, everybody. Thank you to all our callers, and thank you so much to my good friend, Steven Castillo. All right, good luck at the show whenever you go back, fucker. Okay. And now, to plug next week's episode of CGP, please give a warm welcome to the wonderful Joe Rumrell and Andrew Tischer!
Hey, how's it going, everybody? Oh, thanks so much, Martin. Greetings, everyone. I'm Joe Rumrell.
And I'm Andrew Tischer. I think we can all agree that every episode of the Chris Gethard Presents has been pretty great, but they've all been lacking something. Something we can't quite put our finger on.
Yeah, but we can put our big, long chameleon tongues on it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, Chris Gethard Presents has been sorely and at times infuriatingly lacking in comedy about frogs and lizards.
And that's why next week, my buddy Tish and I are proudly presenting Little Green Guys.
It's an evening of comedy about frogs.
And lizards.
And that's it.
Now, Tish, I got a question.
Okay.
Is the comedy next week going to be no frills?
Well, yeah, Joe. Unless you're talking about Chlamydosaurus kingii, more commonly known as the frilled lizard, in which case it's going to be filled with frills.
Yeah.
Joe, is this show going to be off the wall?
Absolutely not, Tish. It's going to be scurrying up the wall. Maybe even clinging to the ceiling with its sticky little toes.
Yeah, folks, we do jokes next week that may end up getting crickets from the audience.
But with this show, that just means we'll have to come hungry.
Right, gang?
Because once again, next week will be Little Green Guys.
It's an evening of comedy about frogs.
And lizards.
And that's it. Back to you, Martin.
Oh, thanks to Joe Rumroll and Andrew Fisher. Okay, all right. Well, 2019 was a hard year for straight white men. Carson Daly was replaced by Lily Singh. So after such a tough year, I thought, what better idea than to bring back a fan favorite bit, the straight white panel. Unfortunately, it has been impossible to find any straight white men that haven't been canceled yet. Even the titular Chris Gethard couldn't be here tonight because he was just canceled for a series of extremely racist tweets, which I think are still up unless he deleted them already. But luckily, I did find one straight white man who hasn't been canceled. Let's see if we can change that tonight by helping me welcome my friend, Tommy McNamara! All right, now, because we're in such short supply of white men here, Tommy here is gonna have to sit in for each type of white guy. When he sits on this chair, he's sincere. When he sits on that chair, he's absurd. And of course, in the final third chair, he's racist. All right, Tommy. Thank you so much for doing this. Let's get started. You don't want to start in the racist one? Okay.
No.
All right, probably a good call. Tommy, you have a new album out now. You have an album called Who's Tommy on A Special Thing Records.
Yes. That album's not for people like you. Thank you so much for plugging it, Martin. I really appreciate that. You know, it's hard to get press. I really thank you so much.
Oh, Tommy, you racist. Okay, Tommy, I got a question. How do you know when a joke is done? For me, a joke is only finished when ABC fires me from my self-titled show, Roseanne. That's me personally. What about for you?
When I smashed the watermelon. I'm absurd!
Maybe I should put all together. I don't know, man. Okay, Tommy, I got another question for you. On a scale of 1 to 10, how do you like being a white guy?
That's the only way to be, brother. You know, I think that we live in a complex world, and you know, I was born this way, but all I can do is listen to everyone and try my best. And that's when I smashed the watermelon.
There we go. That's how you end the bit. Okay. That's how you know when a joke is done. Tommy, you have some musical elements in your comedy.
Yeah, Toby Keith.
I didn't write this question.
Okay.
Tommy, you have some musical elements in your comedy. Have you ever thought about doing stand-up?
You know, that's a common misconception. A lot of people are kind of rude to musical comedy, but I think that you should just show your talents to the world. And I don't like this modern rap music, you know, what they're doing with the baggy pants and all that. You know, pull those pants up.
But rappers like who specifically do you not like? Like Eminem?
Twix rappers.
There it is. That was impressive, Tommy. Goddamn. Oh boy, I led you down a horrible path and you saved it. Tommy, I got a question. You know, comedian and actor Tim Allen has said that being conservative in Hollywood is like living in 1930s Germany. What's an aspect of the entertainment industry that you think is like the Holocaust?
The long lines to my shows. I thought that was good. I thought what he did was good.
Of course you did. You're racist, Tommy.
Yeah.
Oh, Tommy. Racist Tommy or any Tommy. I got another question for you. One of my favorite entertainers has always been the legendary Harvey Weinstein. Now that the PC police has beaten him mercilessly, should he be let free and given $1 million to start a new life?
I'm not sure what racist Tommy would think. Honestly, no.
Okay.
I think it's a sensitive subject, and I think he's a bad guy. And I don't think.
Okay. What has he ever done to you? Okay. Anyway, it is a sensitive topic. I'm sorry I did that to you. Tommy, I got another question. Who were some white guys you looked up to growing up?
Woodrow Wilson. He made that movie Birth of a Nation that I liked.
Oh.
He didn't make it, I know, but I'm stupid and racist.
You certainly are. Oh, Tommy, thank you so much. Let's go ahead and take a couple calls if we can. Do we have calls that we can go ahead and get before we hit that 11:36.5 mark that I wrote down? Oh, it looks like we have Sinjin from Washington. Sinjin, are you there?
Yeah, hi there.
Hey, Sinjin, how's it going?
It's going well. How are you fellas doing?
We're doing great, but enough of the bullshit. Do you have a punchline for us, Sinjin?
I do.
Lay it on us.
A new study says menstrual cramps are just as painful as heart attacks, but I've never had any neighborhood kids call me saying they're late for their heart attack.
Sinjin, that got a gasp from the audience, which is, of course, the Martin Urbano seal of approval. Oh, Sinjin, do you have a question for Tommy? What did you think of that punchline?
I didn't really get it.
I believe it was some sort of pedophile joke, if I'm not mistaken. Okay.
No, I don't know why you're reading it that way at all.
No, I don't know why. I'm reading it. I read into things sometimes. Do you have a question for...
What kind of name was that?
Oh.
Well, actually, that leads into my question for Tommy.
Oh, Tommy,
Which one?
Oh, golly. You know, I want the sincere one, but I feel like the world wants the racist one.
Lay the question on him.
So given that Martin and I aren't white, we've obviously had everything kind of handed to us on a silver platter. What's the toughest thing about being a white guy?
The way society keeps us down, I would say.
How do they keep you down? In what ways? Do you have specific examples?
I'm just trying to walk down the street, you know, and everyone's just got baggy pants and all that, and I'm just mad.
How does that affect you, though, Tommy?
Well, I used
Tommy
to be.
McNamara?
I used to be. A man like me could get a good job, not be bothered. I don't think it's good to put people in positions where they feel uncomfortable on TV. It's something that I just think personally.
Oh, thank you so much, Tommy. Thank you so much to Tommy McNamara. Catch his album, Who's Tommy? Available on Spotify and anywhere you can listen to comedy. Tommy McNamara, he's hilarious. I love him. Oh. Well, folks, this comedy class has been such an incredible experience for me because I've been on Molly the entire time. But as we near the end game, it's important to remember the reason why I taught this class in the first place: the money. That's right, I'm talking double digits. Anyway, to close this thing out, my disciples are going to perform a class recital showcasing everything they've learned from this course so far, whether it was how to tell a fucked up joke or how to sign an NDA. I can't wait to see what they've come up with and then give them harsh criticism. But in all honesty, I can't do this alone. I need the help of someone I trust. Someone who's always been by my side, and someone who isn't afraid to be racist. Joey?
All right.
Did Bill Maher show up yet?
I don't see him in the back.
No?
Don't see him
Okay,
in the
well, in
back.
that case, Joey, can you help me grade these performances? How about a hand for Joey Dardano, everybody? Promoted to helping me.
TA to TA.
Thank you so much, Joey. I appreciate you. All right, let's get this show started. My class, my disciples are so excited to start doing this. They're showcasing everything they've learned. All right, first up we have, of course, Joey, do you have the list?
I got the list right
can
here.
just
I got the
look over
list
there
right here.
also. First up we have GARA LONNING. GARA LONNING, everybody, let her hear it. Okay. Oh.
Do you like that? I thought you did. Fossy, I know, a little Fossy.
GARA, everybody. I liked it. Yes. GARA, that was a wonderful job. I totally forgot we did that dance lesson in that one episode. That was great. Joey, do you have any?
I feel like I just saved like 180 on a Broadway show.
Yeah.
You did.
You really
Which
did.
Broadway show?
Chicago?
Yeah.
It's a good
You
one.
got it right.
Do you have hopes of being on Broadway, GARA?
No, I've actually never danced before in my life. Can you
Really?
believe? Yeah.
Well, That you did a
doesn't
wonderful
show.
first
Thank
job.
you.
GARA LONNING,
Thank you so
everybody.
much.
Let her hear it. Goodness gracious, I'm excited to keep this going with Pat Barry. Welcome, Pat Barry, up to the mic.
Hello, Chris Gethard. How you guys doing tonight? Make some noise. Wonderful, wonderful. I'm not gonna lie, I'm in kind of a tough spot. I'm at a new low. I'm actually too poor to afford the subway. Too poor to afford the subway. I never thought of this, but I actually miss it. I miss riding the subway. I miss my daily routine of like I'm on the platform, waiting for the train, but I see lights at the end of the tunnel. Is it the train? No, it's like a limping train worker with a torch. The tunnel's collapsed! Turn back! 4 crew members have died! You live in Queens now! But I'm still getting out there. I'm trying to date. My friend just tried to set me up on a blind date. Blind dates, you heard of these? They're crazy. My friend tried to set me up on a blind date with her cousin. And right before I texted her cousin to ask her out, she's like, by the way, my cousin is 18 years old. 18 years old. I'm not asking out an 18-year-old girl. I'm not doing it. But if I was, how would you even do that, you know? How do you ask out an 18-year-old girl, you know? You're like, hey, you want to get together sometime and carefully double-check your birth certificate? I have a hard time communicating with anybody my age, I'll be honest. Like, the words people use don't really make sense to me. Like, nowadays, you text somebody, they don't answer. It's called being ghosted. Being ignored is called being ghosted. Have you ever seen a scary movie before? Pretty much all ghosts do is try and communicate. Like, I think even if a ghost could text, it would be thrilled about the opportunity to do so, you know? Like, hey, what's up, Pat? It's me, the ghost. Just wanted to cordially invite you to the spooky piano recital in your own basement later. I'm pretty good. I've had 149 years to practice, so thank you very much. I'm Pat Barry. Thank you so much.
Pat, everybody. Let Pat hear it. Pat, great set, man. How do you feel?
I feel pretty good.
Yeah, you had put like 3 different bits in it. That was like fun.
Is this
notes?
Is this my big break?
No, for sure not.
Oh, okay. All right. Okay.
But wasn't this like a fun practice run for when you do get a big break, huh?
Depends on when I get my check.
The $10 check,
Yeah.
yes, you will be getting
Yeah,
that in the
$10
mail whenever they process things. I like the pedophile joke, clearly. That was like one of my faves. As a connoisseur of the pedophile humor, I thought that flew well, especially in an audience where another pedophile joke got a gasp. So this is kind of like an audience where it's like, okay, they'll laugh at something that's well written. Did you feel good about that? Did you feel like when you landed that joke?
Yeah, I feel like I really made it tonight.
Yeah. Joey, do you have anything to add?
I just want to say, like, next time you're in front of industry, try not to mention ghosts. I couldn't enjoy the rest because I was spooked.
That's a good note.
I love that note. And I love that set. Pat Barry, everybody. Let him hear it. All right, next up, coming to the mic, we got Jared Schwartz. Give it up for Jared, everybody.
Jared. What's up? Y'all trying to chill? We're chilling, dude. We're chilling. The most frequent question I get, besides, what are you, an idiot? Is, are you high right now? Do you ever get nervous? I'm like, nah, dude, this is just my face. They're like, nah, you're so stoned. I'm like, wow, what's up, though? You trying to chill? I was thinking the other day, and that was a real milestone for me. I feel like we all have that one friend in a group. As a dude, I feel like we all have that one friend in a group who never has sex, but will always lie about it, right? Because they'll like just give this like obscene scenario. They'll be like, yo, boys, guess who just got laid last night? Me and this chick, bro, we were going all fucking night. We were 69ing on the Jungle Gym monkey bars. I made her come at least like 20 times. And it's like, dude, she was whispering the sexiest shit in my ear, like, $5 footlongs are back at Subway. And it's like, come on, dude. We know you're lying. We know girls don't come. I've made a girl come before. Thank you. I appreciate that. You can ask her. She just lives in another country now. Contrary to popular belief, I do have sex with girls, but I am trying to work my way up to women. Thank you guys very much for chilling, and I appreciate it.
Jared. Okay, Jared. I got better at this notes-taking thing, so here we go. Horrible opening until you made it a callback. You're like, oh, this guy, he talks about chilling a lot. Okay, he's a pretty chill guy. I like that. I like that you called yourself an idiot. That was fun. It kind of is like a self-deprecating way to get the audience on your side. I was wondering, how old are your friends? And can I have their numbers? Okay, so I wrote that one down. That was the best one I think I wrote down. I like that you begged for applause at one point by saying you can make a woman come. I recommend that. That's a great strategy. And of course, kudos on the pedophile joke.
Thank you. I learned from the best. I learned from the best.
So, I'm worried in the future you could alienate your audience when you're writing jokes and telling them if they're about that person. Like I just don't like that you told a joke about me when you were talking about that guy who brags about having sex he doesn't have.
And that was an excellent note. Jared, rebuttal.
Oh, he's a nice guy. I'm not going to do that.
Debate.
Oh my God.
That's it.
Thank
you. I appreciate it. Thank you. I appreciate it, Martin. Have a good night.
Fantastic. Great set. Okay, up next we have Vinay Umapathy. Let him hear it.
So I was on the train the other day, and I saw a sign, and it said that in 2019, 140 people were hit by trains. And of that, 55 were killed. And my first thought was that our trains aren't efficient enough killing machines. These things aren't killing enough people. Think about the people that want to die. They think they're useless, good-for-nothing pieces of shit. And then they go to decide to kill themselves, and they jump in front of the train. And they can't even kill themselves right. It's like, yeah, you should kill yourself. Just not in front of a train, because it's not efficient. Think about that. That's like, think about that. Think about the trains in Hong Kong, in Japan. You know those bullet trains, those magnetic trains in Asia? You know how fucking great that technology is? That it'll kill you in 0.2 seconds time, 120% of the time. to your head. Like 44% of the time, kazoo noises and confetti came out. It's a fucking joke.
Vinay, everybody, Vinay. Holy cow. Vinay, next time try keeping the mic in the stand. Vinay, that was a great New York joke that translated to, I'd say, all of America, and then some in some other countries too. I forget their names, but I like that. I just wrote, "Don't stop ever." I like how you didn't stop saying your joke, and you beat the crowd into liking it, and I always love beating the crowd.
Scream it.
Yeah, you do. I like that you learned hostility from this class. That's what I hope. That's what I hope. Joey, do you have anything to add?
Hey man, if there's one thing people can't say you aren't, is passionate. But if there's something people they just can't say you are, is easy to listen to, man. My ears are shot. But I love it.
It's like at a rock concert. Afterwards, your ears hurt, and you're walking backstage, and you forget everything. Anyway, forget anything that happens next. Vinay, applause for Vinay Umapathne, everybody. What a wonderful set. All right, let's keep things moving with Jamie Wolf. Please welcome Jamie Wolf.
Hello. All right. You guys are weird. I just graduated from college, which I'm very happy about because I hated every part of college except for one part I liked, actually, which was my Spanish class, because I figured out a trick to Spanish class, which is you can say whatever you want in English as long as beforehand you say como se dice. At that point, they don't care because you're trying, right? I'm in class, my Spanish teacher's like, I don't do good Spanish accents, but yeah, she's like, today was the weekend. All right. I'll try again. You know, she's like, Jamie, how was your weekend? All right, that was Indian. I'll do my voice for her. How about that? She's like, Jamie, how was your weekend? And I'll be like, como se dice, had a pretty bad 69. She's like, oh, por qué? Like, she's interested, right? I'm like, como se dice, some people think it's optional to shave downstairs. She's like, we're gonna move on from Jamie. We don't like what Jamie has to say. Matt, how was your weekend? And Matt's like, como se dice, want to hear way more about Jamie's story? Como se dice, I thought it was a pretty good 69, Jamie.
All right, Jamie, everybody. Jamie. All right, Jamie, I wrote down horrible opening. You just said hi, and sometimes the crowd doesn't want to say hi back. But I thought you handled it well by going into a bit I just assumed immediately would be racist when you started talking about Spanish class. But then, as it turns out, you were a different kind of racist than I thought you'd be, which I thought was impressive. But I do want you to keep in mind that this is out there forever. And what if you ever want to what if you get hired for SNL? You know, and then I don't know if a particular part of that bit will translate. But I thought the bit was great. It was very funny, man. That was well structured, all that shit. Joe, you got anything to add?
I just think whenever anyone ever asks you that you have impressions, I mean, you got like 3 in your back pocket, buddy. Let's go.
Thank you.
You're right.
Jamie Wolf, everybody. Jamie. Great set, man. Great set. Yeah. Okay, all right, let's keep things moving. Next up we have Charlie Dawson. Charlie Dawson up here. Charlie, what you got?
Well, honestly, I just like to take a moment to thank Martin for teaching this class, and yeah, give it up for Martin. Yeah. And I'd also like to thank Martin for ruining stand-up comedy for me. Yeah, before this class, I thought that stand-up comedy would be a fun way to express yourself. I was wrong. Martin taught us that we should never express ourselves. One time I tried to express myself, and he called me a tutu-wearing theater fairy. So the abuse it was rampant in the class. It was rampant in the class. One time, Martin made me call him Papa Urbano for a week. Yeah. When I asked him why, he said, "You can't ask questions until you've done stand-up on Jimmy Kimmel." So. I thought that taking this class, I thought Martin would teach me how to write jokes and perform, but all he did was teach me how to massage his feet. So, but it wasn't just Martin. It wasn't just Martin. The abuse came from all over. For example, I was late to class every morning because Pat Barry, one of my fellow disciples, would chain me to the bike rack out front of the building. Yeah. And all the other disciples, all you guys, you just walked right by. But you know what? I guess that's showbiz. Yeah. All that being said, I do have a monthly stand-up comedy show at Pianos on the Lower East Side coming up next Tuesday, so please come see that. Thank you very much.
Charlie, everybody, Charlie. Okay, Charlie. Horrific opening. Don't ever thank anyone when you get up there. It's all you, baby. Not even me. But you did throw around some allegations. I prefer to call them rumors.
Sure.
Because I'm cool. And I do want to clarify everything was correct except the one thing. I actually called you a poo-poo eating guy named Larry. I did not know your name until we're putting the set list for you to go up together.
That's fair.
And your foot massaging, I give that a C- overall. Where you got to C-. And please remember, I did bump that up from a 69. And just classic stuff, and always plug things. Great call. It's always good to plug a show. Joe, you got anything to add?
Yeah, if you say what people say to you in confidence, in privacy, you might paint them as who they really are, and that's not fair.
Very true. Charlie Dawson, everybody. All right. Let's keep going. Next up, we got Mia Faith Hammond. Mia.
May I start? How y'all cooking out this evening? I once cooked a whole Thanksgiving meal by myself. I'm gonna do some crowd work. Hey, you. How is your New Year's going tonight? Don't answer that. What's your favorite race? You can answer that one. A little bit about myself. You guys ever notice how some people say "oh" instead of zero? You know, they're like 405 or like 304 or like Obama. Can I? Or like 101. Can I go?
Mia, everybody, Mia. Mia, great opening. I loved your opening. How is everybody cooking out, or whatever you said? Another thing, I never taught you crowd work, and I don't approve. But I do have a question. Did you have a little bit of an accident from your thigh?
I had a lot of bit of an accident.
Oh my good. I'm sorry about that. I didn't teach you how to deal with when you have to use the restroom on stage. But here's the thing, you took the advanced course already in your head because I would say just go for it, man. Just go for it. Also, the answer to what my favorite race is, well, it's, we're running low on time. Mia and Faith Hammond, everybody. Mia, Faith Hammond. Okay, and last but certainly not least, please welcome Lucien FORMICHELLA.
Yeah! I just want to say, before I begin, Martin, I came to this class a guy who didn't know how to hold a microphone or whip his dick out in public, and now I do both frequently. I just learned so much about writing original material that comes from the heart and is of my own persona, and I got to thank you for that. And anyway, this one's for you. I damn near love you, all right? I just got to check my notes real quick. So I'm from Honduras, and it's pretty crazy, man. You know, all my American friends are like, dude, why do you love America so much? I'm like, because in Honduras, I'd be the funniest guy milking a cow. You want to hear a joke? There's not even any milk in there. I'm just looking for cha-chas.
Lucien FORMICHELLA, everybody! No, that was an A+, no notes needed. Applause for all of my disciples, everybody! A+! Oh my God! A+ from Joey, too. Holy cow.
TA+.
Great job, each and every one of you. That was fantastic. Thank you so much. Well, this is it, guys. Okay, well, I'm thirsty. Well, amateur class of 2020, every journey must come to an end game. I know that I like to joke around, but I would like to sincerely say thank you for everything you all have done for this crusty old pedophile. When I started teaching this class, I was at a real low point in my life. I had just lost my dream job as a priest, and my best friend had just been arrested. I'm, of course, talking about Jeffrey Epstein. You see, Mr. Epstein was someone who had secretly been living a dark, demented lifestyle right behind my front. And now, people keep well, that's the bell. I get it. You guys are just gonna leave. You're staying? You're actually staying for? Let me keep going. My very good friend.